Hello everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu, the one and only as far as I can tell. I don't think anybody's been using the tag TychoCelchuuu for many years. When I first got on the internet, if you spelled TychoCelchuuu correctly, like this, TychoCelchuuu, rather than like I actually spell it, sometimes that would be taken, so I had to tack 3 U's onto the name, but I think all those people have died or something, because I think if I tried with 1 U, I could get my preferred username. It's not my preferred username, but that's the actual Star Wars character. Some real nerdy shit going on. Anyways, we have a match today on this map, which will look familiar if you've been in my Twitch chat since the previous cast, or if you've been on my YouTube since the previous cast. But my words are failing me because we're on Coloniferma Winter, but that's okay. We've got some different things. One same thing. Mincer Loop is back, this time playing as the Austere, up against the British, Leon, who has 2 infantry sections out versus an MG first opening from the Germans, which is kind of an interesting choice. The MG presumably heading to this house. The 2 places you would send an MG first on this map are this house and this church, or maybe here somehow. That's sort of like a weird way 3rd place option, but we'll see what happens. MG's capping, interesting choice. So they're going to hit the house later after they cap, and the piles will hop out of the house and probably grab the munitions or maybe head up to the fuel. You don't want to do that, I think, versus the British, because you're probably going to hit a Tommy squad. You can't fight a Tommy squad with your pios unless you've got a balls of steel. What's going on in Twitch chat? Romeo CoH2 says, maybe I should just be Romeo with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 O's? No, you only need 3. And people talk about what is or isn't gay. Guys, it's not what is or isn't gay, because having sex with a guy doesn't make you gay. You can be bisexual. Or just on the down low. There's kind of a lot of options. Sexuality is a very fluid sort of thing. Many things going on. And so we have our first engagement of the match. Grenadiers up against some Tommy squads. These Tommies are running away, which means they can't fire. That's one of the big things that you maybe don't realize about CoH2, but it's actually horrendously important when it comes to infantry combat on a small scale. You can't fire directly behind you. So if somebody's chasing you sort of infinitely across the map, they're always going to kill you. You're never going to do any damage to them. They're going to do damage to you. So that's really important to keep in mind anytime you've got your direct back to an enemy. When you're repositioning with infantry, you're not doing any damage. So you really want to be very careful about moving directly away from an enemy. In an infantry fight, always try and maybe move perpendicular to your enemy, or maybe don't move at all, just get to cover first and hang out there, because it's just wasted time when you're moving directly away in terms of doing some damage. So both players going pretty cutoff happy. Germans getting a nice cutoff over here, British getting a nice cutoff over here, but also the British have control of both fuels on the map, so the British certainly winning the early skirmish, as is their wont. Those Tommies are pretty vicious guys, and as you can also expect, when one of the German units, in fact the first German unit to be built was that MG42, which is not going to be helpful for much except holding a point that you take. The German committing so hard to holding this point means they're doing badly cutoff-wise, they're doing badly capping-wise, they're fucking shooting at that injured guy. Jesus, that's brutal. You don't see that very often. You can manually tell your units to target those guys, in case you weren't familiar with that. We're learning all sorts of stuff in this cast. Let's learn something else. What can I tell you? I think if you go to greenbananapaper.com, you can buy like wallets. That's really not learning. That's just fucking selling shit. I feel bad. I need something to teach you. Did you know that Heraclitus, the ancient Greek philosopher, thought that everything was constantly in flux, everything was made out of fire, and that the Logos was structuring the universe. And one of his famous quotes is that nature loves to hide, but nobody knows what that means. But yeah, the German player is really paying for going MG first and then sticking that MG in that house. That's always a bit of a gamble. It's a gamble because if you don't catch any enemy infantry early on, the MG is effectively useless, right? The MG, this is the first time it's actually seeing combat. We're 4 minutes in. Think about that, 4 minutes in, and this is pretty much the first time the British player is even learning there's an MG on the field, let alone having to deal with it. Ooh, we have a flamethrower popping in the middle of that fight. That's actually pretty good for the Germans, gonna get some good damage in until those Tommies realize what's up. And there's the retreat, only after losing 2 models. So the German player paying a huge price for that MG first. If you go MG first and sort of do that thing and you don't catch somebody trying to ride dirty on your munitions, I think maybe try and reposition them a little earlier than the German player in this case did. German player wasn't getting anything out of the MG for a little too long, it seems like, and just the map control took a huge hit. Let's check in with Twitch chat to see what's up. Interesting note, running with a Lee Enfield is a lot easier in the trail position, like they run on retreat. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of ways to hold a rifle that would make it hard to run, and a lot of ways to hold a rifle that would make it easy to run. I think up your butt would be the toughest to run, and the easiest is just drop that thing. Just fucking leave it behind. Nobody's counting, right? That's how the army works, right? They don't care if you drop your gun. No, nobody will notice. That's definitely a true statement. CS23, Eminem, always rap god in my heart. Oh god, people are talking about like Linkin Park or fucking Justin Bieber. Jesus, I'm not gonna read Twitch chat for a while. Looks like there's some damage going on up here. Oh, so the MG is finally in a fight. I mean, a second fight. It was in the first fight, but finally in a fight. And we have escalated battle phase 1 for the British or for the Germans. So now we can finally rifle grenade. Maybe we'll see some rifle grenades. These guys rifle grenade. Yeah, I called it. Tycho called it. Classic. I gotta have a soundboard with a soundbite that says like Tycho called it. I don't know who would say it. I gotta get John St. John or whatever the Duke Nukem guy is to say it. Do you think he'd do it? He seems nice. I don't know what's the plan here. They really like this house, guys. Can you hear that? I don't know how loud my whispering going. Yeah, why this house? What are you so scared of? What are you so why do you think people are gonna be here? Nobody's here. It's not happening. No, they know you're here. They're just gonna get the rest of the map. he's shooting at all the injured people. Why is he doing that? Tell me why he's doing that. Someone in chat. And we have an LMG. It's been a while since I've seen an LMG on some Grenadiers. Love to see that. They're both look at both these players. Look at their teching. They're both just we're 7 minutes in and it's just been infantry. We have the like to mechanized combat. Here's the armored car. So somebody in the previous cast was saying you don't see 222s very often anymore. You do. I'm telling you. They're in the game. I suppose this is the same person as last time, but still. What's going on in Twitch chat? 5 Tommies, but still not upgrade pyrotechnic. Where's the MG? I hear the MG firing. What did it just shoot at? Oh, it's firing out this side. These just burst at these guys. Here's your pyrotechnic. Anyways, I was talking about scout car. I was looking in the upper right because I was actually looking at the armored car. So they're both building cars. It's just it's a car-centric match now, which is good for the Germans. Or sorry, good for the UK because their armored car is going to kick the other armored car's butt. Twitch chat. Romeo is talking about
supply line's broken.
People being a higher tier than him. Someone beat him twice last time. It was Soviets. Twitch chat is asking for higher quality matches. I don't think these players are bad. These players seem alright to me. It's a little tough to judge. If they're not terrible, then it's like, and they're evenly matched, then it's like maybe they're both good or maybe they're both okay. But they seem alright. I mean, looking at the British build order is kind of weird, but I don't know. Fast armored car is fine. I mean, not fast armored car, but fast-ish armored car. That's fine. A lot of British people rush the armored car. It's a totally normal thing to do in Britain these days. I assume. I'm not there. Let's ask some bloke. Some bloke. Do people run for cars in your country of origin? Look at that cutoff. How bad can they be if they're both trying to cut each other off? Tell me that. Oof, we had a Faust in, right? Yeah, Faust. So, I don't know what the plan is. You Faust that thing and then what? This could be a grenade. No, you don't have the munitions. Now you have the munitions. This could be a grenade. What's the plan? We have the armored car here, but you don't. That's not really a fight. So you just Faust it to make it scared? Is I guess the plan? I don't know. What are these guys doing? What the fuck are they? They're med-kitting. Strange. Strange and bizarre. Cap. Thank you. So the German player definitely on the back foot, way on the back foot. This armored car turns out to have been a bad purchase in retrospect because the British busted out with one of those at the same time. But I guess it's out of commission for a little while. It's a good thing they got Royal Engineers with a fancy little thing. I just heard, I was listening to the British voices, which I haven't heard quite a bit of because for a while I didn't own them. Twitch chat says, Please catch tournament tier matches Friday night. That's my plan. I heard Promio can 2v1 2 love nests. That's probably false. Everyone knows the best player in the game is Drones 200. Don't you mean Penals 200? Those jokers in Twitch chat. Anyways, somehow the German is back in the game in terms of map control. There's fucking infantry all in these up in these buildings. I guess once this armored car is now repaired, it's gonna be back on the field. It's gonna swing back for the British. But until then, the Germans riding high and fancy free. Even getting this sweet base cut off. Oh wow, that guy's dead on the retreat. Maybe that guy's down the retreat. One more kill. One more kill. Nope. No. Oh, here's the armored car. So, fun time is over. German now has to concede the game is the only option out. I see. Yeah, what is the German plan? Let's be a little proactive here. What's the German gonna do versus the scout car? They've got a shit ton of manpower, so maybe just pop out a couple fucking packs. But they also have a shit ton of fuel, so who knows? Oh, wait. It's a pack. Fucking Tycho. You're an idiot. There's a pack already on the field, and it's shooting the wall because it does not quite understand what the plan is here. But so that really unfortunate that Grenadier squad had to get out of there. They could have fasted this thing, and then the armored car potentially could have died. Instead, the armored car, especially because it just popped smoke to get out of the fireplace and into the fire. That is the saying, by the way. Now I have just changed it. It's not out of the frying pan into the fryer. It's or out of the frying pan into the fire. It's out of the fireplace into the fire. That is the saying now. And yeah, so that could have actually been really bad for the armored car. It could have popped with smoke, gotten snared, and blown up by the Pack 40. Instead, the Grenadiers had to retreat, so didn't happen. Some bloke 8895 says, "What are the doctrines?" Good question, some bloke. Let's hover our mouse over some things. Boring stuff for the Germans. It's exactly what we saw last match. In fact, if you were paying attention to that, we have some off-map already called from the Tommy squad. Or it's not off-map. I always fuck that up. And the German Grenadier squad goes down. But more interestingly, we have the mobile assault. That's an interesting choice. Some Tommies fighting off some Pyos there. We have the mobile assault doctrine, which gives you the land mattress, which is terrible, and vehicle crew repairs, which is good, and infiltration commandos, which are so-so. We have the Special Weapons Regiment. Ooh, gets your crocodile at the end. Everybody's a fan of the crocodile. Everybody loves a little crocodile. And then, so somehow this armored car is still around. And then the Vanguard Operations, which is the boring one. Everybody's got that thing. Everybody loves that thing, and it's also got a crocodile. I feel like this armored car has spent an outsized amount of time being repaired back in the base compared to what you might have hoped, so the German is not taking the full brunt of the fact that the opponent quick-tech to this thing that just counters everything the German has. The Pack, meanwhile, is in a rather precarious position, half health and 3 guys, so it's got to hold back, and that's going to eventually bite the Germans in the ass, right? But still, they're holding on pretty good for someone who's been super out-teched, and every once in a while outplayed. Evil Triple One, I get a horrible night's sleep on the land mattress. Well, you get a better night's sleep there than on the sea mattress. That thing's fucking soaked and cold. People are talking about Promio, who is Romeo, his prowess in Twitch chat, but it's all ironic because they're making fun of him. But the joke is also on me, because I'm worse than Romeo. Armored car fight has now engaged. Also some, oof, that's the end of the church, and we're fucked, says the SDKFC 222. Correct. That's one of the best voice lines, I would say. Very short and to the point. Great simplicity there. Armored car is now pulping some people, and German is, I think, gonna have to go back to the drawing board and then draw an I lose. Just write I lose on the drawing board and then underline it and cry, because that's what looks like what's happening right now. Twitch chat says, "I'm not making fun of Romeo. Romeo's my bae," says CS23. False. Some blokes 8895 says the Men of War Assault Squad 2 land mattress is lethal to both sides. Oh yeah. Men of War Assault Squad 2, that's got some artillery. And I was right. The end. Now we can look at this muzzle flash. Good muzzle flash. Tycho approves. So the lesson here is don't quick tech. But sorry, I just fucked up the YouTube recording, so there's a slight gap. But anyways, the lesson here is don't quick tech to a scout car if your opponent's going to get armored car, and that counters it immediately.